If you took the damage of every move of Rocket Fruit and added it together, you'd get exactly 8,532, which would put it right here as one of the weakest fruits in all of Blox fruits. But today I'm going to be testing and ranking every fruit in the game to find the true highest damage fruits. Now then, the next fruit is the Spin Fruit, and this has 3 attacking moves. Again, it's subject to the issue of its F does no damage. So we'll start with Razor Wind, and if we hold it down all the way, 2, 5, 6, 7. That's so mid. Now, Tornado Slasher. I have to, like, kind of aim this carefully like that. 30, 48. I'm going to make sure for every single move I do, I get the maximum number of hits possible. And then Air Slasher. 3, 6, 1, 0. That gives us Spin Fruit a total damage of 9,225, which also sadly puts it in the F tier right next to Rocket. Now, the next fruit on the list is Chop. I've actually got really high hopes for this one because although it, again, doesn't have a damaging F, it does do damage on this other move. So it's Tackle. 2, 2, 2, 4. Is that... Okay, that was a lot more mid than I was expecting. And then we've got Dance, which I need to, like, kind of aim to stay on them, which was 3, 5, 1, 1. Not as much as I was expecting. And then Party. This is Chop's biggest damage move. Oh. 5, 7, 20. Wait, that's actually huge. That brings Chop's total damage to 11,455, which is so close to 12k. That's actually crazy. Easily top of F tier. It's kind of unfortunate that it even is F tier, though. Now, next is one that I'm not expecting big things for, but my favorite common, Spring. First move, Knock. Just 2,355. That's actually not bad for what this move is. And we've got Spring Snipe, which does 2,747. Now we'll take a look at Spring Cannon, which is just a little slam, which does 3.4k. All right, and now arguably the hardest move to hit in the entire game, Spring Emperor. This could hit 1 time, twice, 3, I don't know. So let's see. I think that was 1 hit, 3, 4, 5, 3. I'm going to give it 1 more attempt and see if we can get a bit more than that. Otherwise, the final score is in. So let's see. Come on. Let's try and get the right angle. Okay, again, I only hit 1 time. I know it can hit twice, though. But does it do double the damage, or does it just do a bit extra? That's what I need to find out. What if you do it right on the test dummy? Okay, bro, how is that not hitting? All right, I'm going to give my test dummy the lay. It doesn't give any defense. It just gives plus drip and a bit more regen, so I can actually test this better. Spring Emperor. Again, I only hit 1 time. Okay, I thought Spring Emperor could hit multiple times. I don't think it can. I guess it's just 1 single time. Yeah, like, that should be hitting more than once. But surprisingly, that brings Spring's damage to 12,008 exactly, which puts it into the C tier, which is huge. I'm gonna be honest, this one's gonna be pretty hard to keep track of. But if we do a fully charged targeted bomb, that is 4,340. And then if we add Bomb Grab, that is 2,704. Not bad. Already at 7k. And then we've got Explosive Jump, which does the same amount of damage, almost at 10k already. Now, here's the tough part. I'm going to do this move first. If I hold self-destruct all the way until the particles disappear, it does the most amount of damage. Like this. 9,200. Oh my god. That just doubled its damage. It's time to find Bomb's true damage potential here. It's going to be really hard to keep track of because I'm going to have to step on every single mine. All right, here goes. That's 1. That's 2, 4. You know what? I think I do some maths instead. This is actually way harder to do because, like, the issue is if I place down all the mines, I can't see them on the test dummy account. So I just gotta, like, hope that I run into them all, which is much harder to do than you'd expect. But what we can find is that each mine does exactly 1,113 damage, which means we've just got to count the mines and then multiply them. So let's place them down here. All right, 25 mines. That's actually insane. If I did 25 times 1,113, these mines do a total of, oh my, that's insane. Bomb is OP. So if you combine the 45,000 damage from the mines plus all of Bomb's other skills, it brings you to 65,851 damage, putting Bomb in God tier. I'll keep it real. I did not expect that much damage from Bomb. But next up, we got a fun one. We got Smoke. So let's see. The first move of Smoke, 2,730. Surprisingly low. Next move of Smoke, just 5.4k. Okay, not bad. And then the C, 4.1k. Now the next move, Smoke Bomber, just 800 damage per hit. And you can use it infinitely, I think. How do I rank this? It can just do infinite damage. Okay, here's what we do. If we don't include the F, Smoke is in C tier. But if we do include the F, then it becomes Bomb tier. In fact, it becomes bigger than Bomb. But to keep it fair, we'll just keep it in C tier. The Bomb Fruit is just the protagonist. Okay, next up is the final common fruit, the Spike Fruit. And the first move on Spike is Spike Summon, which if we hold all the way, just Quite decent damage, actually, but nothing crazy. We've got Whirlwind, which is kind of mid. And then the next move, Spiky Ball, does 4,031. What about the V? Spike Barrage. If we hold it down all the way, just nearly the same. Wait, no, was that the same? Hold on. Oh, they do the exact same damage. But with all of that, that brings Spike's grand total to 14,594 damage. Now, that doesn't quite break it out from the C tier, but it's definitely better than the other ones. So now we're on to the uncommon fruits. We're starting with Flame. Blue Fire Bullets. I've got to make sure I hit them all. So I'll go above 4209. I can already tell that the damage is just going to start getting crazy from now on. Prominence Burst, plus the burn damage, 4306. Flaming Vortex, just 4,047. Wait, that had some extra burn damage. Was that like 400 extra burn damage? Okay. And then Hell's Core fully charged does exactly 7.5k. Wow, okay, Flame is built different. And obviously, Flame's F does no damage whatsoever. It's purely cosmetic. But with a total of 20,494, that puts Flame in B tier. I see that as a massive W for Flame users worldwide. But now it's time for the true GOAT fruits. Falcon. All right, we're going to start off with Falcon's X Wind Burst. And we're going to use it straight down so we can make sure we get all the damage. 2603. Was that like actually accurate? Does it only do 2k? Oh, 2612. Wow, we got 9 more damage. Wow, that's so epic. Bone Crusher. 3047. That's so mid, man. And then Soaring Talon. That's actually so bad. Falcon's total damage is only 8,857. An entire combo doesn't even get... In fact, that might even be the worst fruit in the game. Was that lower than Spin? All right, now we've got an interesting one. We've got Ice, which if we counted left clicks would be insane, but we're not going to do that. So our first move is Z, Cold Storm. Does a total of 5,865 damage. Yo, these fruits aren't made the same. What is this? Then we've got Glacial Surge. Just 3,259. And I've actually got to go awaken my C because right now it's unawakened. Ice's next move, Frozen Dragon, does maybe like 4k. 2.7? Well, that's actually so bad. And then Absolute Zero. 2.9. That's so much less than I was expecting for Ice. Ice's total damage is 14,827, which only just puts it in D tier. Now, next up, we've got Sand. And this is going to do huge damage, I can already tell. It's Z, 3,340. Kind of decent. Sand Coffin. There's 804. 2863. It's like 3.2-ish K damage total. That's not bad. Perfectly hit Sandstorm. Does 2,863. That's a lot less than I thought it would. And then the final move that actually does damage is Deep Sand, which if we hold it down and then hit 4612. Wait, that does so much less than I thought it would. That brings Sand's total damage to 14,482, which again is just like basically right next to Ice. That's just a lot less than I thought. All right, now we got a fun one. We got Dark. Dimensional Slash. 2008. Oh, whoops. My bad, dummy. I didn't mean to send you that far. Now we got Abyssal Darkness. Great for combos, just nearly 3k damage as well. And then we got Endless Hole, which does only just 3,000. And then what about World of Darkness? Hold it down all the way as well to make sure we get max 4,662. Wow, that's actually so mid. If this didn't have good combo potential, it would be so bad. But Dark's final damage comes to 13,466, which puts this bad boy once again in D tier. Now, the next fruit, Diamond, is going to need nothing short of a miracle to even get F tier. So let's see. Beaming Tackle. Just 2,804. A lot more than I thought it did. Then Diamond Hail, if they actually decide to hit, 4486. Was that actually every hit as well? Hold on. For science, we got to do one more test. Diamond Hail. Yeah, 4486. Okay. And then Solar Flare. It's 3,204. All right, that's incredibly mid. Its total damage is 10,494, which might only just be better than Falcon. Now then, this time we've got the Light Fruits. And if I hold down the Z, get 3 charges and hit them all, it does 4745. Pretty good damage. Then a Hand of the Emperor. If we hit every single tick, there's 5,091. Wait, this fruit's gonna be mega. High Speed Destroyer. 3579. And then Wrath of God does 5206. Or the dummy is in shambles right now. He almost got one shot. And then Shining Flight obviously does no damage. So that brings Light's damage to 18,621, which is our first C tier fruit. Now we got a fruit I got high hopes for. And I'm specifically going to use every single move of this in transformation because otherwise it just like wouldn't really do much. But anyway, our first move is Cannon. 3573. Really good damage. I'm also not going to include left clicks, like I said. So, like, rubber also has left clicks. We got smash. Not bad. And then the big damage, we got rush. Hit every single one of these. It does 9,745. Wait, that's insane. I gotta wait for the dummy to heal before I use the next move. And that next move is a fully charged slingshot. 4141. No, I sent the dummy to space. Wow, rubber actually cooked. Rubber has a total damage of 21,519, which also puts it in B tier, right next to flame. Well, since we're here, we might as well start the next one, the barrier fruit. And this is going to be the most mid-disappointing, mediocre damage you've ever seen in your life. Barrier wall. 2566. And then we've got surprise attack, which does 2887. Barrier prison. We'll, like, keep him in there for as long as we can. 3689. And then the final move, barrier towers. Just 4,330. It's so bad. 13,472, which does put it in this tier, surprisingly. But like for an epic fruit, that's so mid. Now then, we've got a fruit that is going to do insane amounts of damage already, I can tell. And I don't actually know how I should do this. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use all the moves individually and not use Ghostbusters and just see how much Ghostbusters does on its own. So, we got Shivering Possession, which does 3161. And then we've got Spectral Release, which does 4,001 damage. Cries of the Underworld, which does 4,476. Now, here's the difficult part. Because these minions I just summoned will permanently attack and just do damage. So what I need to do is I need my training dummy to heal. We're just going to stick the ghosts and see how much damage they do. All right, training dummy. Brace for impact. All right, just throw hands. Throw hands. This is with the superhuman fighting style as well. They do. Okay. 11,397, which gives Ghost over 20,000 damage, which puts it in B tier as well. Not bad. All right, I'm expecting some crazy damage on this one. We've got Magma next. Now, the first move, Magma Shower. I'm going to make sure I hit every single attack of it. It does too much damage. That's bad. That's really bad. I couldn't even out-heal it. Now, I do have, like, upper body haki, so I guess decreases damage by 10%. So I guess I'll try and survive, and then we'll just add 10% of the damage on. If I can even survive. Nope, he still dies. Okay, we'll just round up the damage to 14k because my training dummy just can't survive the attacks. It's actually just too weak. All right, but what it can survive is a volcanic assault. I know that for sure. Yep, 3096. And we've got Great Magma Hound. Does 4,224. And then we've got, I'm going to do Beast Ride first because I've got a feeling he's not going to survive the next one. It does 3574. This next attack is also probably gonna nuke. So let's see. Volcanic Storm. Surprising. Wait, actually, it didn't do a lot. 6,052. Wait, is that all that it does? Either way, that brings Magma's total damage to 30,946, which does put it in A tier. However, like, I was kind of expecting it to be in, like, Bomb's same tier. If you used Unawakened Magma, then that would be in the same tier as Bomb because of the Magma flaw. All right, next up is Quake. First move does a whopping 3549, but it did do an extra little bit of damage at the start that it just didn't count towards that combo there, which is 161. Now then, Air Crusher. There's 3,226. Spatial Shockwave. Only 3k as well. And then Sea Quake. Just 3194 plus 2742. Was that it? This fruit is so bad. Like, none of those other waves hit. Just one. Well, that makes Quake's abysmal damage. Only just put it in the same tier as Light. 16,114. It's kind of criminal it's even in the same tier as Light. Now, the next fruit we've got is Buddha. And if I transform on him, it does 3,174 damage. Then we've got Heavenly Impact, which just does a lot of threes. Light of Annihilation, which fully charged probably does more than that. Hold on. 6,570. Then we've got Twilight of the Gods. This is going to do big damage. I already know. 7,142. And the final move, Retribution Dash, does 2,777, bringing Buddha's total damage to 22,996. Or in other words, C tier. Now, this next fruit, I'm expecting to have some of the highest damage in the entire game, solely because of one of its moves. But before we get to that, Heart Shot, what's it doing? Quite a bit. 3,569. Cupid Zone. It's doing nearly 5k. More than I expected. Irresistible Attraction, fully charged. 4,325. And then now it's time for the moment of truth. I definitely think you know what? I'm just going to kill him for the greater good. And we're gonna get him back to full HP. It's for the greater good. All right, here we go. So if we hit the Besto Friendo V and then let him just attack, how much does he do? All right. Okay. 14,900. He just kills. And he could probably keep going for like, how long does he last before he despawns? Does he despawn? That's the true question. A fruit literally spawned. Does he just last infinitely? Wait, this is busted. Does he actually? Nah. Okay. We've got our second god tier fruit, the love fruit. It's impossible to measure the exact damage it can do simply because the best friend could just constantly attack. Yep, he's still here. This next fruit I got high hopes for, only based on its damaging moves. It's got no gimmicks, nothing like crazy about it. We've got thermal laceration. 3206. A lot less than I was expecting. Still prison, fully charged. 3367. Okay, eternal white. I gotta make sure I hit all these, though. It does 4534. And then the final move, Heavenly Punishment. Should be one of the highest single target damage in the game. Yeah, I literally killed him. Okay, we're gonna try that again with full HP because I think that's doing more than that as well. Heavenly Punishment Part 2. It's the sequel. It's doing 8754. Is that it? I thought Spider was like a walking nuke. Okay. That brings Spider's total damage to 19,861. Only just missing B tier. We've got the Sound Fruit next. What we're going to do for this fruit as well, to make it fair, is I'm going to get full tempo meter before using any of the moves, as that's like their true potential. So here we go. Rhapsody Notes. 4473. Then we've got Fortissimo. 3,441. I was almost sure that did more damage than that. And then we've got Symphonic Radiance. Just 4749. Another one that I thought did more damage. And then the final move, which I need to make sure I actually hit because it's kind of difficult to aim. Glorious Harmony. I missed! All right, we're not counting that. In fact, close your eyes. That didn't happen. All right, I'm hitting it this time. There's no way I missed point blank. Glorious Harmony Part 2. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 6,319 damage. Not bad. That means Sound does exactly 18,982 damage, placing it at the bottom of B tier. The next legendary on the list is Phoenix. Same thing for this one, same as Rubber. I'm going to transform before I use all the moves. So we've got Cremation Cannon. It does 3,400. Then we've got Blue Flames, which... if I stay on him, I could just keep going. Okay, wait, this is bad. How am I meant to, like, keep track of this? All right, so I did about 15k in about half of my stamina. I guess you could probably fairly say, like, 25k on the X. I know it's a little bit skewed, and I probably shouldn't count it, but that is the damage that the X is doing there. Next up, we've got Flame Exodus, which does 3648. And then the final move, Swift Flight, does... a measly 2,600 damage. But that does bring Phoenix's total damage to 34,695. And that's with like very rough estimations as well. Like this could easily be a god tier fruit in terms of damage. But I think it's probably fair to just leave it in S tier for now. Because realistically, your Phoenix mode's gonna run out before you hit the X fully actually. So I'll just leave it in there. Anywhere between those two numbers is probably what it'll get to. All right, next up we got Portal. Portal Dash does only 2,930 damage. And we've got Parallel Escape, which does... just 1,139 each time it's used. World Warp doesn't do any damage. We do have Quantum Leap, which is a bit odd, but for now we'll use Dimensional Rift, which does 1,628 damage. I think it does damage as well when you close it. Let's have a look. Does it do damage when closing? It does not. Okay, now this is the hardest part. Quantum Leap. Okay, 1628. That's it. I guess you could hit them in like an infinite loop, but it's kind of impossible, which means Portal's damage is 8,464, putting it in F tier. Might even be less than Falcon. Now then, Rumble. This is a fun one. We've got Lightning Beast, which does 2,555. Thunderstorm does 3,529. What about Sky Judgment? Boom. 3737. We've got Giant Big Ball Attack. So I fully hold it down. Does 5,030 only. And now we've got Electric Flash, which per Electric Flash does 479. Or 1,437, which brings Rumble's total damage to 16,288. Or in other words, only just C tier. All right, next up on the list is Pain. And if this fruit gets anything higher than D tier, I'm gonna riot. First move, Heavy Pain. Does 2,596. And we've got Pain Barrage, which does 4,543. Pain Nuke deals 3326. Wait, this is better damage than I thought. One thing I am going to do, though, as well for torture is I'm going to hit a heavy pain through my minion and then torture. So it does its max damage, which is quite a lot. 5,041. Hold on. 15,506. That puts pain almost to the top of D tier. That was scarily close to C tier. I don't like that. Maybe pain's got more potential than I thought. I guess you actually got to hit the moves, though. That's the main thing. Anyway, Blizzard. Snowflake Shuriken. If we hit all of them, does... Oh, I hit the mob. Okay, test ruined. Can you just, like, go away? I got experiments to run. All right, attempt number 2. Snowflake Shuriken. 3472. And we've got Whiteout, which does 3858. Then Howling Wind. Only does 2,893. Wait, hold on. Those shurikens just did 4,115. Okay, I'm starting again. 4,115 plus 3,858 plus... How much is this doing? 2893. And then we got to drop a Blizzard Domain. Except I can't really do it here, so we're going to go all the way over here. Here we go. Blizzard Domain. Make sure I hit the wind up as well. It's doing a lot of damage. Okay, that was going to do more than his health. All right, here we go. Blizzard Domain, but like actually this time. How much is it doing? Wow, 9417. Really good damage. And then Tornado Flight. If I hold F, this is another smoke situation, I think. Can I just hold this infinitely? Maybe it ends? Because I know Shadow ends. Shadow's F ends early. All right, I think this is infinite. I think it's pretty safe to say it's infinite, actually. All right, so if you don't count the infiniteness of it, again, Blizzard is another one that could go in God tier, but I'm not counting the infinite F moves. Instead, it does 20,283, which puts it right here in B tier. But Smoke and Blizzard are honorary God mode tiers, so just keep that in mind while looking at the tier list. Now then, the next fruit we're going to be testing is Gravity. So the first move, Gravity Push, doesn't do much. Next up, we've got Gravity Obeisance, which is probably going to do some of the most damage we'll see. I've got a feeling, because it lasts ages. Oh, never mind. Really didn't do as much as I expected. Then we've got Meteor Pitch, which does a lot. 3573. All right, that brings it up to 10k so far. I'm gonna knock him back into this corner, and then we're gonna nuke him with meteors while he's trapped there, because I need all of them to hit. So if we go like this... Okay, I missed a few, but we hit 6k. I think what our best bet's gonna be is I'm actually gonna take away the damage from this attack, which is 4474, and that puts us down to 5,000 damage so far. I'm gonna combine V and X, and then take the damage from both of them, and then he literally can't escape. So I do this. Okay, wait, he died. Never mind. Hold on. All right, here we go. That did 13,155. Wow. That makes Gravity's grand total of damage 18,929, which puts it very top end of C tier. All right, next up is Mammoth. And for this one, once again, we got to be in a transform state before doing everything. Wait, the transformation does damage with this, right? So I need to make sure I hit transformation on the noob before trying this. So like this. 1959. And we've got Ancient Cutter, which is 3,429. It's kind of big. And then Prehistoric Hunts. Another 3,000 damage. What about this one? Let me guess, 3k. Yep, surprise, surprise. And then this is the part where Mammoth gets a little bit crazy, because we can hold F. And we can infinitely stampede, which means without this, Mammoth's damage is simply 12,246, or right here, or otherwise all the way up there. So it's going to be an honorary God tier, but we're just going to leave it here. In fact, what we'll do is if we hit a regular X, if we fully charge it, 3266, which brings its new total to 15,512, which only just means it misses out on C tier. I can't believe Mammoth is in D. But now then, next up, we've got T-Rex. And before anything, we've got to make sure we've got max fury meter for this. All right, here we go. We're going to count all of this damage as well using the mark. So, boom. And this is going to be close range mark damage as well. We're not going like max range. I did 1407 on the transformation. Then we've got Tail Swipe, which does 4,533. It does 4,500 because of the mark. Now Screech, how much are we doing? This is going to be a lot. I can already tell. Like 6.5k maybe? 6716. Hitting like a truck. Hunter's Rage. All right, that was kind of mid, actually, because obviously it doesn't knock it far enough away, so the mark doesn't take effect. And then Gigantic Leap, 3568. Honestly, I kind of expected more from T-Rex, because T-Rex only hit 19,420 damage, so it's not even a B tier. Now, once again, like all of these left-click fruits could be just insanely high up on the list, because they can all have infinite damage. But we got to keep it fair somehow. Now then, Missile Jab does 3660. Pastry River, if I do it stood regularly, it does 4,019. But what happens if we do the jumping variation? Does it do more damage or the same? Oh, it does 100 more damage. Okay. Next up, we've got Piercing Clothesline. 1340 at the start, and then 3,000 at the end. That's not bad. V, how much does it do? 6,698. Now as well, those F could do damage infinitely, but once again, we're not counting those. The only one that gets the infinite damage is Love so far, due to the fact that the V move is like actually just one of its attacks and not a travel move. Now then, with those damage, it puts it right here, once again at the top of C tier. Next up, we've got the Shadow Fruit. This one I've got high hopes for. So our first move, Somber Rebellion, does 3,278 damage. Next up, Shade Nest, does 4,250 on our Nightmare Leech. Does 3,923. Already at 11k damage. Now we're going to use a max Umbra Meter Domain and see how much this does. Oh, this is huge. It keeps going. 9,807. All right. And the final move, Umbrage. Now, this is once again a travel move, but I think there's a big difference with this one compared to other travel moves. Unless if I keep holding it down, yep, it ends. So we can count that in damage because the other travel moves that we've not counted for this, they have absolutely no end to them. So let's see. How much can we do with Umbrage? I gotta make sure I hit every single one. And after a lot of serpentining, we did 12,259, which brings Shadow's damage to 33,517. It's technically pretty much top 3. Now, this next fruit is Venom, and I can already see this being top 3. So, Poison Daggers. Okay, wait, I need to aim that again because, like, I low-key just missed. So, here we go. Follow the bacon. And he stood on a bit of poison as well. 9,373. This is easily going to be top 3. Nearly did 10k in one move. Let's try Toxic Fog next. I've got a feeling it's going to do a bit less than Noxus Shot. It literally only did 2,400 damage. That was it. How about Serpent's Wrath? All right, low-key, I missed, so hold on. There we go. 8k damage. All right. The training dummy definitely needs to heal up a bit more. Here we go. Noxious Shots. How much are we doing? This is going to do huge damage. I can already tell. With the spicy water there as well. Oh my god, it keeps going. 14k. All right. That means Venom's total damage is 34,456. And it means it's only just behind Bomb. Literally 500 damage off the Bomb tier. That's so unfortunate. Okay, but next up, I've got a fruit that I'm kind of interested how much damage it does. We've got Control. So we'll start with Levitate. 3924. Echo Knife is next. I can't see what's going on. 5,415. That's a lot. And then Gamma Rush is probably going to nuke this guy from here. But we'll run it anyway. 100. I can't tell if that broke that combo there or not. 6706. Oh, the 100 wouldn't even make a difference, but that does bring its total to 16,045, or only just in C tier. I'm gonna be real. I think this next fruit is just gonna be built different. Crossfire Grasp. Nope. 3,633. I wasn't expecting the second hit of damage. Then we've got Wrath of Ra, which does burn damage as well. 6,440. Spirit's so OP. Wrath of Shu. 3468. Now, the strongest move of Spirit, End of Times. Gonna make sure I hit the entire thing. 8,587. Already puts it pretty high up. Now, one thing I'm not going to count for Spirit is the left clicks, because the spirits you get are pretty RNG. Like, you're not going to get 9 of the same spirit. And as you saw, like, they do so much damage. So if you got, like, 9 mushrooms back to back, that would instantly put Spirit up here. However, it only did 22k damage, so it's actually going here. Now then, the next fruit we're looking at is Dragon. Once again, though, we're going to have to wait till we get max Fury meter. After 8 business days. There we go. Dragon Transformation. Heatwave Beam. Does not much damage. All right, 3k damage. Draconic Claw does 4k damage. Then we got Fire Shower, which I'm gonna make sure I like. Okay, I guess I'm doing a handstand now. All right, that only did 6k, but I didn't hit the entire thing. But I'm actually gonna go a bit higher this time, and then maybe that'll make it hit more. All right, here we go. Attempt 2. Does 60. All right, that did like 6k damage, which means I can see why Dragon needs a rework, because it's here. It's in D tier. Now it's time for the best fruit in all of Blox fruits. The Beast. See that 2.4k damage just by existing. Then we've got Finger Revolver, which I'm going to hold down all the way. 6.2k. Then we've got Spiral Kick, which only did, okay, only 4,000 damage. That's fine. After Image Assault did close to 5k. And then Body Flicker. I killed him. Whoops. Attempt number 2. 3598, which means Leopard does 21,150 damage. Or in other words, it's B tier. Now then, the fruit we have all been waiting to see. Kitsune. All right, here we go. Transformation. Deals 2.5k damage. And we've got the Z move, which I need to make sure I hit, like, directly. Okay. Blue fire. Kind of cracked. Tales of burning agony. Did a lot less than I was expecting, actually. Now, Foxfire Disruption. Make sure I fully charge it as well, just in case. And then, boom. 6,005. Okay, that was actually so much less than I was expecting. And then Wild Assault. Redemption. Oh, whoops. All right, here we go. Actual Wild Assault. Almost 4K. Surprisingly, that only brings Kitsune's total damage to 22,600, which puts it in B tier, just above Leopard. Now, obviously, this tier list is like super skewed. That doesn't mean Bomb is the best PvP fruit in existence. This is purely just the fruit's potential damage. And like I said, some of them have like honorary god tier status. But let me know what you think. Let me know if you guys thought Bomb would be at the top. And while you're doing that, you might as well subscribe and help me speedrun to 3 million subscribers because we hit 2 mil recently.